Some cases still haunt me to this day. Some because they're closed, and I know the sad truth. Some because I will simply never know the answer. These films have gone missing, and it is up to me, Detective J.H. Eastman. Welcome to Jump Scare's segment, Forgotten Monsters. Today we focus on the strangest mystery of my career, the horror comedy, the ghost breaker of both 1914 and 1922. The Broadway play, originally written by Charles W. Goddard and Paul Dickory, yes, that's his real last name. I'm so immature. Was adapted into two silent films in 1914 by Cecil B. DeMille and Oscar C. Apfel. And 1922 by Alfred E. Green. However, would you believe me if I told you that both versions, distributed by Paramount Pictures, have been lost forever? Let's begin with the 1914 version directed by the legendary Cecil B. DeMille and Oscar C. Apfel. Originally released on December 7th, 1914, according to the American Silent Feature Film Survival Database, there is no known holdings located in the archive, meaning that the film is nowhere to be found. I tried in vain to find reviews of the film from that time. The only surviving evidence I could find of the film is a still photo that was published in a newspaper. I could not find the newspaper that the photo was published in, as well as a promotional poster in the Motion Picture News promoting the showing of the film in New York. Due to the lack of evidence, especially of how the film was lost in the first place, the mystery still stands. However, there are a few guesses. Film was a disposable product, meaning the film could easily fall apart, even with preservation. A lot of film was made with nitrate, as I stated in our last episode, is highly flammable. Because of this, according to the documentary Lost Emulsion by Glenn Adrevive, many actors and actresses would have parties on the beach where they would roll out the film and light it on fire as if it were a fuse. They would watch the film go up in flames as they drank wine. Many priceless films were probably destroyed due to this, which I'm very upset about. It is unclear that the ghost breaker was a victim to this horrid tradition. Now, on to the 1922 adaptation directed by Alfred E. Green. One of the most tragic facts about this film was that it was one of Wallace Reid's final film roles, as he died in 1923. Again, according to the American Silent Feature Film Survival Database, there is no trace of the film, despite having 5 reels. The only surviving proof of this film is its many beautiful still shots that were used to promote the film in various newspapers, as well as a few posters, including the main Paramount Pictures poster that you will find on its IMDb page. Nearly 20 years later, in 1940, The Ghost Breaker was finally remade and directed by George Marshall and distributed by none other than Paramount Pictures. This is the only existing film version of the Broadway play to date, with its namesake, despite the small change in the plural, The Ghost Breakers. Who knows? Probably to avoid a curse of some kind. George Marshall would later remake the film in 1953 under the name Scared Stiff, and that version would be a musical comedy instead. Both versions would gather positive reviews, well deserved after the double whammy of the curse. There has been no known conspiracy theories or pranks surrounding the finding or keeping of these films. But the question is the Ghost Breaker cursed? Or did it simply just vanish? Find out more about more forgotten films on Forgotten Monsters. I'm your host, J.H. Eastman. Good night. His roommate knows where he is. It's totally fine. He won't end up in the lost category. This is my files of lost films. Can you tell how important it is? They are equally lost. It's just a list of found, not found, lost, no known reels.